Time for a wake-up call. It is Dak Prescott in command. Here is Iron Eagle.
Down, looking for pressure. Dallas goes empty. Prescott, step, throw, flag down, and caught in stride.
Right
Turpin, the speed. He's gone. Touchdown, Cowboys. 86 yards.
You know, that throw to Turpin was Dak Prescott's 30th passing touchdown of the season. Fourth time he's hit the 30 mark in this season. And since 2019, when he first recorded his first 30 touchdown season, no player in the NFL has had more 30 touchdown seasons than my guy, Dak Prescott. So, RC, my question to you is, have the Cowboys wasted Dak's prime?
Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys have collectively wasted Dak's prime. We can't absolve Dak of all of the Cowboys' failures. When you look at failing to spike the ball in 2022
Niners, yeah.
or throwing interceptions versus the Niners, the Aaron Rodgers late drive in, I think it was 2017. There are all of these separate pieces where Dak Prescott was playing high caliber ball. So we can't just focus on 2023 when he was the runner-up to the MVP, or we can't just focus on this season when he plays absolutely out of his mind. But when you talk about this season specifically, Jerry Jones wasted this season of Dak Prescott's career. Jerry Jones knew coming into the season that if he didn't have a decision made for Micah Parsons during the offseason, he was going to set this football team back. And then now with Matt Eberflus as the defensive coordinator, not giving him the pieces to be successful and not even attempting to until the trade deadline, that's on Jerry Jones. And so this isn't about an organizational failure. This isn't about a head coaching failure and Brian Schottenheimer, who did an excellent job. This is about Jerry Jones not preparing this team for the next step on the defensive side of the football when you know you have Dak Prescott and two of the best wide receivers in all of the world to help this offense be an A-plus offense.
So we talked about this yesterday, and I have a list here, Brian, of what they need to do, but it starts by hiring Rex Ryan. We were at the Jets. We saw the combination of Brian Schottenheimer and Rex Ryan. He will bring in stature. He will bring in credibility and moxie. Lower Dak Prescott's cap number. It's way too high. They can fix that. You got to keep George Pickens, preferably on a long-term deal. Go get Trey Hendrickson. Don't screw around. First day of free agency, get the deal done. Guy is massively productive. He'll make Donovan Ezaraku a lot better. And then don't re-sign Javonte Williams, a player I like, but the value of not paying him, invest that money in the defense. Take this offense that has championship underpinnings, tweak it a little bit, bring in your boy Rex. Rex is the perfect complement for what they need.
Honestly, and I love Rex. Rex would be the worst possible hire for the Dallas Cowboys.
Why is that?
Because Rex wants to be the man. There is nowhere that Rex Ryan walks into now. We're not talking about Baltimore Ravens Rex Ryan. We're talking about the Rex Ryan who everywhere he goes gets to say, I went to 2 AFC championships with Mark Sanchez. The Rex Ryan who every time he speaks about a defensive coordinator or a head coach that can't do their job, he says they should have hired me. A Brian Schottenheimer who even Jerry Jones looked at and said to the rest of the world, I'm taking a chance, who has shown not only is he a great head coach, not only is he a great offensive coordinator, but he is an excellent leader of men. When you look at the adversity that this team went through, Brian Schottenheimer, who was his offensive coordinator, you think Rex Ryan finna go in anywhere and say, I'm going to take the back seat? Hell no. Rex Ryan is not the hire for this team. Maybe for another one, but not for the Dallas Cowboys.
See, you don't know the man. I mean, like we know him, like intimately. Rex would embrace helping Schottenheimer, who helped him, right? Paying it forward, paying it back. And that defense needs an attitude. It's not about the players. They got enough players to be dominant. They just need to be used the right way. They need an attitude. They need an identity. And listen, Rex, his father, once again with Dick, I know they didn't coexist for too long, but you can still man the defensive side of the ball without interfering and trying to over and outshine Brian Schottenheimer. You know, and they have the personalities that can work well with each other, in my opinion. Okay, so if you don't want Rex Ryan, a Rex Ryan type. Wink Martindale is sitting out there. And we were laughing on our production meeting because you thought that I had stole your Cliff Notes, you know what I'm saying? But I slept in yesterday with Chris Kringle, so I didn't see the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, first of all, I agree with what Bart said, but RC, let me push back on this. I think context is everything. I think Rex Ryan, the day he left Buffalo, wouldn't take a coordinator position. And something I share with him privately is if you want to be a head coach for the third time, which very few ever have, go dominate as a defensive coordinator again, so it's a half a step back for 5 steps forward. And I understand the personalities between Brian and Rex as well as anybody.
They work beautiful together.
I do think it would be complementary because Brian's now established as a head coach where he wasn't a year ago, and you're right about that conversation with Jerry Jones. And if I'm Brian and I have an opportunity to get a free agent like Rex Ryan, like you talk about a force multiplier, a culture setter, I think it's definitely worth the risk.
And listen, Jerry, in my opinion, did not ruin this. He got it right. He couldn't sign Michael Parsons because even with Michael Parsons, that defense was still porous and bottom of the league. So you had to
Mark,
get
you can't have it both ways. Yeah. You just said the defense ain't terrible because of the players. Is they terrible because of the players?
I said they have enough players underneath Rex Ryan because he is a force multiplier. But Michael Parsons, they were horrible with Michael Parsons. They wouldn't stop nobody with or without him.
They horrible with
He just had great plays.
Well, we'll see what they do because they're going to have a long...
No Rex slander on my watch. I'm just going to say that.
Tune in Monday morning at 8 a.m.
Exactly.
Not much money that man got me.
Sitting right here.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what Rex got to say Monday. Hey,
my house because of Mike
we
T.
got the latest on a developing story. Big coaching news out of Michigan. Paul Feinbaum. He's going to be here to talk.
Them at 9 now, we're in our 40s. I feel like the 20-something kids, like, I don't know, they're bopping around on their phones. Somebody needs to invent something that'll allow you to go from the football game on Netflix
to
back to the basketball game, or back to the basketball game on ESPN.
Yeah.
Do you know how many buttons on my remote control now that takes?
Well, it's probably one button. You just have to hit that same button like 5 different times.
No, but pushes of the button. I used to, so I was an expert remote user. The last button.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have ESPN, you'd have the basketball, you'd be going back and forth between them. You'd feel like, you know what it is now, Mikey? The way I handled this yesterday is I had 2 screens going. I had an iPad with the football, and I had Cavs Knicks up on the big screen in the basement. You got to go multiple screens. It's the only way to try to make this work. But somebody needs to invent something better. You want a $1 billion idea? We can give it to you. Good luck trying to get all of these networks and things to work together to actually offer this to you.
Yeah, we could put a man on the moon, but we can't swap back and forth.
Apps.
Apps.
Mikey, we put a man on the moon a long time ago. That was when?
Did we put a man on the moon?
But stop. I'm over that, but let's see what Mikey C is over. On Sportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, you can watch on ESPN2. What are you over, Mikey?
I'm over. Mel Kiper, the great Mel Kiper, was talking to me, wishing me a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And as he was talking to me, he was talking about the people that were outside putting up his Christmas decorations. I said, what do you mean? He's hired people to put up Christmas decorations at his house. And now I've actually been driving around seeing that you could hire people to put up Christmas decorations if you don't want to do it yourself, or if you're just a Grinch and have no Christmas spirit and want to.
But Mikey wants Mel to get the ladder out and go on the roof. He's Mel Kiper. I don't want to risk losing Mel Kiper to a roof-related injury.
The wind might blow and mess up his hair. Come on, Mikey. What are we doing here? Listen, the paying somebody to do the stuff you don't want to do is the American way. It's as American as apple pie. I don't cut my grass. You know why? Because I've got a good job.